accepted into this institution. You are now an entered apprentice. Welcome. Let's dive into today's lectures. Freemason. The first step in the Masonic through what is known as the word apprentice means learner, one who is taking his first steps in mastering the trade or profession. The builders of the Middle Ages were called Freemason because they were builders in the literal sense, hewing stones from the quarries, dressing to shape, laying into walls, and creating some of the most remarkable structures the world has ever seen. Now, as a modern entered apprentice Freemason, you are a beginner in what we call speculative masonry. This means that we do not build in stone. We build in the hearts and minds of men, a system of morality. We do this with a series of interesting stories that contain symbols to help us illustrate and understand moral truth and justice. Today, you are an entered apprentice. In a short while, you will become a fellow craft, and in due time, a master mason. And the day will come when into your hands will be placed the responsibility of your lodge as a master. What Freemasonry is to be in the future depends upon what you are now as an entered apprentice. You are a symbol, a cornerstone on which Freemasonry of the future will be built. It is hoped that you will prove to be a solid foundation, true and tried, set foursquare on which our great fraternity may safely progress. The world of Freemasonry into which you have entered is dedicated to brotherhood. Unless you, as an apprentice, are willing and qualified to lead a brotherly love, you will never really learn the genuine secret of our order. It is therefore extremely important that the obligations into which you have entered will pledge you with heartfelt sincerity to live a brotherly love. In this first degree, an apprentice takes his first step into life. He passes through the portals of birth into this remarkable new sphere. He leaves the darkness of ignorance and helplessness of the popular world for the light and warmth of this new experience. This is the most important and great meaning of the first degree. The ceremony is not an ideal formality like joining some social club or society, but a unique and genuine experience, the beginning of a new career, in which duties, rights, and privileges are real and long-lasting. It is important that you are not an apprentice in name only. You must be ready at once to begin to examine your own nature and work upon it to make you a different and better man. It is wise to begin at once to make daily advancement in Masonic knowledge. This does not mean learning the rituals only. It means to study a little Masonic literature, not necessarily at length, but enough to familiarize yourself a little with its history, philosophy, laws, and regulations. To become a Freemason is a serious and solemn undertaking. Once this step is taken, it may well change the course of your life. The principal tenets of Freemasonry are brotherly love, relief, and truth. It is necessary not to overlook the word principal, for it signifies that whilst our fraternity lays the greatest emphasis on these three teachings, yet there are others of almost equal importance. By a tenet, we mean some principle so obviously true and so universally accepted that we all believe it without exception. For example, that day follows night. Everyone takes that for granted, but that is a tenet. What then is brotherly love? Manifestly, it means that we place on another man the highest possible valuation as a friend, a companion, an associate, or even a neighbor. We do not ask that from our relationship we shall make money, or further our business interests, or achieve any selfish gains. This is not a hope or a dream, but a fact. Relief is one form of charity. However, the Masonic concept of the word relief is different. Masonic relief takes it for granted that any man, no matter who or what he may be, through sudden misfortune or conditions outside his own controls, becomes unable to support himself and his family and may temporarily be in the need of a helping hand. To provide that help is not what is generally described as charity. It is one of the natural and inevitable acts of brotherhood. The third and last principal tenet is truth. It means something more than the search for the truth in the intellectual sense. Freemasonry motto is "Let there be light." In a brotherhood such as Freemasonry, members must be truthful in character and habit, dependable, men of honor as well as honesty, men on whom we can rely to be faithful fellows and loyal friends. These are the principal tenets of the craft, teachings so obvious that argument is never necessary to sustain them. It is important to remember that they are the tenets of Freemasonry for the simple reason that always and everywhere they have been the tenets of successful human life. There is not an item contained within a Masonic lodge or a facet in the jewel of Masonic ritual that does not have a symbolic meaning. It is going to take you a Masonic lifetime to discover what they are. Then, this fleeting opportunity will not enable you to fully complete your task. This article is too brief to give a complete explanation of even the first degree. It can be no more than a simple example. The hoodwink not only represents the darkness in which a candidate stands with regards to his Masonic life, it is more than that. It is the anticipation of Masonic illumination of knowledge to come. Its removal reminds us of the treasures of darkness, its revelation of the hidden riches of secret places. Slipshod reminds us of two important extracts from the Bible. One says, "Put off thy shoes from thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground." The second verse, which says, "A man plucketh off his shoes and gave it to his neighbor, and this was a testament of sincere and truthful intentions." The cable tow is a symbol of all those external restraints by which a man is controlled by others or by forces outside of himself. If a man does not keep the laws of his own free will, he must be compelled to do so. The removal of the cable tow signifies that when a man becomes a Freemason, he learns to be master of himself. By his own character, he will keep the laws instinctively. We hope that these few examples of our Masonic meaning will lead you to seek for more Masonic light, not only to progress your Masonic knowledge, but also for the value to you as a citizen in the world outside. As an entered apprentice, you are now not only a member of your lodge, but belong to the ancient fraternity of free and accepted Masons under the United Grand Lodge of England, and you are therefore bound by its laws and regulations. Your duties require that you remain faithful to your obligation. That clearly describes what is now required of you. You should study this obligation very carefully, because both its words and their meaning will remain with you for as long as you live. You now possess certain privileges that entitle you to sit in the Masonic lodge opened in the first degree. You are now permitted to attend as a visitor to other lodges within our constitution. But you would be wise at this very early stage to attend only when accompanied by either your proposer, your seconder, or your lodge mentor. You are now expected as part of your duties to begin to learn and above all understand the required portions of Masonic rituals so that you can prove yourself to be proficient in order to advance to the next stages of your Masonic career. From now onwards and throughout your Masonic career, make it a personal objective to make your daily advancement in Masonic knowledge. There is so much to be learned, and there is no time to be wasted. To begin with, find out what it's meant by grand charity. There is an officer in your lodge called the almoner. Ask him some information about a grand charity. Finally, you should have received at your initiation a book of constitutions. This is a set of rules and regulations. You may find it, read it. It is hard going at first, but it's just taking few snippets from time to time would be helpful. With acknowledgement to Masonic Service Association of North America, tried and proven, a large system of Masonic instructions. Thank you very much once again for tuning in and joining us today. Do subscribe, like, share the video, and we will come your way next time.